What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. The problem with the culture war, and it's been going on for a while now, is that there are so many battlefronts. You can start to get which front is the most active, a little bit confused. So while we've all been focused on Stellar Blade and the censorship and hypocrisy over there, the Warhammer franchise and anyone interested in that and or the Amazon live action, specifically anyone interested in Henry Cavill's take on it, things are afoot. They are still doubling down on that female Adeptus Custodes. And the reason we are seeing now, depending on who you believe, is certainly for the live action show. It seems like Amazon itself, if you believe this last report, wanted it done specifically so they could get women in power armor. And when it was told to them that there were already versions of that, that wasn't enough. And somehow they settled on female Custodes. And we've seen that now. I mean, I've seen a billion of you guys show all the receipts of how the custodians used to be referred to, how they used to be talked about, specifically who they get, when they're mentioning them as babies given over. It's always boys, the boys of the children of nobility, but the male children of nobility. And several of the sites sourced from what I saw them say that. And here we have, they released a video which got ratioed, and then they released this codex. And this is the part right here. Potential custodians are taken in at a very young age to better survive the rigors of their transformation, no older than late infancy, for the fundamental changes that will be wrought upon their flesh, minds, and soul are tantamount to apotheos. It is considered a great honor for those of the Terran noble houses to submit a child, and they don't tell you the gender of the child, which has led to this overall article. They released a video on it, and it didn't go well for them. Warhammer 40K fans have been putting heavy pressure on Games Workshop this last week after introducing female Custodes to the game. Despite the fact that female Custodes never existed, Games Workshop employees lied to their customers, gaslighting, and you're going to see a lot of the issues people have been having from Stellar Blade to this, to even comments by celebrities. It's always gaslighting and fan baiting, as a Critical Drinker likes to call it. Despite the fact that the female Custodes never existed, Games Workshop employees lied to customers by posting about the situation and claiming it had always been that way. Now fans are reacting negatively to a promotional video about Adeptus Custodes lore on the official Warhammer YouTube channel. Perhaps more than fandom, Warhammer 40, and this is the other thing, was like, wow, you picked the wrong group. Warhammer 40,000 fans are particular about their game's lore, with hundreds of novels, codexes, and games spanning nearly 40 years of content. The editors have taken great care to make sure there is a cohesive world for Warhammer 40K. When someone changes it, it's beyond offensive to those who have invested thousands of dollars into this property. Games Workshop challenged fans of the game over a week ago by introducing female Custodes into the lore. There have been rumors, and we've covered several of these, that it was Amazon themselves asking for this change, and doing so specifically for, obviously, inclusion standards, but also because Henry Cavill himself is known to be a Custodes fan, and it's also apparently not happy. He's not leaving, but he's not happy about this. And it sparked its fair share of controversy, of course. And for some reason, hot on the tails of the CFO leaving and taking, selling 2/3 of her stock. And then, of course, as you do with all of this, several gaming websites coming to call gamers bigots, and all the fun things that have been called and labeled ever since people didn't like Rey in Force Awakens or Last Jedi. And that's when everyone, all of a sudden, you're sexist and you're racist, you're a bigot if you have any problem with the change. And so, of course, Warhammer fans are currently in the middle of it, similar to the Stellar Blade fans asking for their game not to be censored and have the thing that they were promised, hashtag free Stellar Blade. But point is, they're following the course and the tactics right along. Much of the silence about the female Custodes is because Games Workshop has been banning and blocking anyone who criticizes their choice from various social media pages, including Discord and Reddit. And oddly, during this whole situation, Games Workshop decided to make a promotional video, which is, of course, the source of this ratioing. And it is based on that codex entry that I I read earlier. And this is where it's like, yeah, well, you can ban people from the forums, but you can't silence their voice on other places. The video, while making no mention of female iterations of custodians, does mention the Sisters of Silence, a point many gamers are bringing up as to exactly why there was no need for custodians to begin with. The real point here, though, is that the plugin to show you the dislike, we still got it. And as you can see here, at the time of this particular article, it was already 9,000. It's much more than that at this point. 9,000 downvotes to only 2.9 likes. Right there. I know we've got fans running point for all of it, but at the end of the day, people are wiser. This is sort of the same thing with Stellar Blade. People are like, well, if they already ruined all this, why would it be different this time? Because it's been a decade of this shit, and we're all aware of the tactics, the sniff test, the pattern recognition. And Warhammer fans are the wrong ones, all right? There's passion, much like the Lord of the Rings fans with Rings of Power. This ain't the one to do it to, and they solidly trounced Rings of Power. I think Warhammer fans can do that and more. Let's not let Henry get screwed over again. I'm really looking forward to this live action adaptation so it can really hook me and force me to go full ham on the lore, because right now I've just been dabbling here and there. Let me know what you think of this. Did you watch this video? Faction Focus, Adeptus, Custodes, Warhammer 40. It's on their Warhammer channel. So let me know. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.